What's up everyone? In today's video, we got another bow build. It's the Mathew Title 38, and we're gonna set it up for indoors. So let's get into it. All right, so let's run through what I'll be throwing onto this bow. Starting out with the Peep. I'll be running the Hamskea DC Peep system. For my sight, I have my Axcel AVX. This is what I was running for 3D this year. I bought a brand new sight for 3D, so I'll do a video on how to set third axis and everything on that, but this is the sight. I did change scopes, going with a 31 housing on it this time with a 10,000 pin for spots. I might not shoot a pin for spots this year coming up, but right now that's what we got. For my rest, I'm going with the Qad TRI rest system. That's what I ran on my my outdoor bow. I really like this rest system, so we'll be running that. There's that. Regular front and back bar mount, Shrewd back bar mount, Bee Stinger front bar mount, 28 and a 12 on stabilizers. I will have to mess with the weights, but most likely I will be ending up getting another set of stabilizers because I only have one right now. For my light system, just the LP Archery Products Pro Light. Run that on my other bow. Really like that. So also just like how I take my fiber right here and I thread it through this little hole right here. I don't know if you see that. And your light just screws in on the back side of this. And that really makes that fiber in there. I run blue, so you need light. So it makes that fiber in there really pop. So let's get into building this thing. So I was in there editing the video, getting ready to post it, and for some reason, me putting my rest on got deleted. So that's why everything else is on the bow already. Then like the next part there won't be nothing on the bow. So I'm just gonna re-put this rest on and show everybody how easy it is with one of these QADs. You just pop your cover off right here. There's another set screw on the inside with a little arrow, and it like clamps onto your riser right here where it's cut out. So we'll just take it and make sure we line it right up in there. Grab our Allen wrench that they provide us with, put it right in there and just tighten it down. Don't want to over tighten it, just tighten it. It'll still wiggle just like that. Take our cover and pop our cover right in there. Sometimes it could be a pain, but usually just slides right in there just like that. Take our Allen wrench and our screw and just tighten it all the way back down. Tighten it just like that, and now it won't wiggle at all. So now we take our cover right here, grab our Allen wrench, it's easier to just pop it straight in there like that first, then take our Allen wrench and snug that down. That ain't gonna go anywhere. Only other thing I'll do right now is pop this around. TTS lock right here, that lets your rest come in and out, and it's on like a little track system right here, like dovetail. And there's a little rod right here. You get two rods with this rest, another one right in here. And that lets you torque tune your bow for indoors. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna paper tune the bow. I see a real heavy arrow anyway, so I'll just torque tune it, and I'm gonna do a video on how to torque tune a bow also. I do it at 50 yards. It's pretty simple. Let's get that Allen wrench, loosen this up. And I just take that rod, push it forward against the riser, and I'll lock that back down. That locks just for that rod. So we're all good on that. The rest is installed. So let's flip this thing back around and put our sight on. Get it back around. Grab our sight. Run that through there. I always run it about right here. I don't know if I'm gonna have to switch where I run my sight at because of the smaller housing. It's the first time I've ever ran a smaller housing. So I'll have to figure that out. I've always ran the AVX 41 or just a 41 millimeter, 40 millimeter housing already. So this will be new, but I'm kind of excited to learn it. Go ahead, while we're here, we'll put on our back bar and front bar mounts. Grab our front bar mount. And just go ahead and thread that in there. Snug that down. That looks pretty straight. Flip the bow around. Grab our back bar mount. And just go ahead and thread this one here. I like the shrewd mounts because there's a flat on this side and a round on this side. Over here, just loosen this up right here. To flip this up and around depending on what kind of bow you have. I got a Mathews, so I just run the flat. So I just run that all the way up to the side and just hand start this all the way down. And you want to make sure this is really tight because it can move like that on you if you don't. Good thing about this with that flat edge, you give it as much torque on it as you want without it turning. So there we go. Everything's on the bow that we need. So let's go ahead and get this thing set up for an arrow. I'm not gonna mess with any of the top hats. This is a Gen 1 bow. I'm not gonna mess with any of the top hats because it already is set up to me, and like I said, I'm not gonna paper tune it. So let's get an arrow on it. All right. Grab one of my fat shafts here for indoor target. I shoot a gold tip XXX. Go ahead and just pop that on there like that. Grab our levels. Pop one on the string right here. And we'll pop one on the arrow. Let me grab some material real quick. Alright, so I got my material for my knocking points. Throw that on there. We are pretty level right here. So I turn it for y'all to see. We're pretty level. So let's get the bow straight. We want the bow straight here. So we'll pop this on our blade. Oh, we need to change out blades. Let me change that out real quick. Alright, so I got the bow leveled up. Gonna pop our arrow on there. I got my level on there. We like to run it, I like to run it just a hair heavy in the front. And what all I'm gonna do here is where it's a really heavy arrow. Tie my knocking points is I'll just take a marker and I'll mark the top where I need to tie. We'll pop that off. Grab our material right here and we'll get the tying. One, two, three, four, and then I will just do another knot on the back, the square knot that off, like that. Grab a razor blade and a lighter. Well, let's double check first what we like here. Make sure you double check. And that's actually fine with me. All this might change if I change the pitch and everything, so we'll leave it at that. Spin the bow around right here. Let me pop that off now. Take our razor blade and we will cut our tag ends. Make sure you don't cut your string. And we'll just run this down. Like that. Grab another piece of material. And now we're just going to do the same thing on the bottom. So over on this side. We'll do one, and all I'm going to do here, before we even get into this, take my arrow, throw it in there. We'll just move that up. Want enough wiggle room in there. Don't want it tight, because when the bow comes back and we're into the V, like we're at full draw and there's like a V like this, you don't want this being too tight so this won't move. It pinches the arrow. So we just want a little wiggle room just like that. Okay. Pop this back off. Pop that back around. And we are going to double check this one last time after I get everything fully tied. So I just do 2 on each side. Like this. And I will square knot it one last time. Like that. Take our tag ends and cut them. Be careful with this. Really make sure you don't cut your strings. Cut your strings. It's a bad day. All right. I'll lean this bow down to put fire to it. All right, so now that we got these tied, I'm just gonna take my arrow, throw it back in here, have a little wiggle room in there. So you see it moves up and down. Pop it back out. Now we grab some D-loop material. All right, so now we have our D-loop material cut here, so we can burn one end of it. Just like that. All right. Now we're just gonna weasel this through there. Get that tight down here. Go up, around, under, over, back through. Grab our pliers. Just tighten enough. Get that down there like that. Grab our razor blade. It's nice to have a not dull razor blade. Alright, got that cut. Put this up. So we can burn it real quick. Got a nice mushroom right there. Pop that back in the frame. Make sure we're good. We're all good. All right, so I'll take my my pliers. Straighten that out. Grab my actual D-loop pliers. Take your pliers. Just run them in here like this, and tighten that bad boy down. So our D-loop's on. All we're going to do now is take our arrow again, pop it back in there, make sure we have movement. Might be a little too much movement, but we're like 5 months away from indoor archery. It's hunting season. I just want to get this thing up so I can shoot some spots, you know, when it's like raining or something. So that's fine for me right now. And now let's go ahead and throw our Peep in the bow. All right, so we got our bow in the press. Let's go ahead and get our Peep out of our case. So, got our Peep right here, case right there. Now let's press. We'll run it right here for right now. And on these Peep systems, there's 2 different angles. One's for a shorter axle, one's for longer. This one should be the right one. Let me get it in there. I have to throw twist in a string. These are brand new strings. I haven't timed them or anything yet. So it's just gonna take this and we'll run it all the way up. I don't ever take these out just because the solid collar string is really hard to find in the middle. That's probably way too short or close. Let's see what my 36 looks like. That might be about right. So let's just go ahead and pop this out, and I'm gonna go over to my bag, pull it back, and see where my Peep is. So I just checked it over here real quick, and we were about 1 inch high. I brought it down, but everything's spun, so I'm just gonna put a twist in the string. Really, I wouldn't be doing this if my D-loop didn't spin, but I'm pretty sure my string needs a twist in it anyway. So take this, put twist in it. Grab our tag end. Right back through there. Back into the track we go. There's that. And we'll make sure everything else is completely lined back up. Should be pretty good right there. Maybe about there. Alright, I'm gonna take it over here and try it again. Alright, so my Peep is sitting in a pretty good spot. I'm not gonna tie it all the way in like I do the rest of my bows because everything's subject to change right now. So I'm gonna tie it in like normal, like just when I tie in the bow's Peep, just to mess around with it outside. So tie on each side a couple times. I do about twice. Two, and one more on the bottom, square knot. Like that. Grab our razor blade, wherever I put it, right here. Our dull razor blade. We will saw those off. Grab our lighter. And there we go. Our string's in good condition, everything brand new strings. Peep, D-loop, everything's tight on there. Let's throw our bars on there real quick and we're done. Alright, so I run a 28 on the front. And I run a 12 on the back. And this right here is what I'll be running for Lancaster this year. I won't be shooting Vegas, but I will be running this exact setup pretty much, unless I change bars for Lancaster. I know Lancaster's about 5 months. Gives me some time to practice, but right now it's gonna be hunting season. So we'll get to shooting this sometime. We're gonna take a break from target archery there for a minute. We just shot the Classic and Worlds. But it's nice to go ahead and get this thing set up, just so I won't have to worry about it later in the year. So everyone, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.